Hello, hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you all doing? I hope that all is fine with us. I'm greeting you all, my loved ones, my followers. Thank you very much for making this page one of the most active page of social media. Thank you very much. Your comments, the sharing, you've been sharing the video, very, very courageous. I love you. Keep doing the great job. Thank you very much. It's the era of information. It is the era of knowing. It is the era of learning. This is what we are doing. We are giving information. We are giving knowledge. And the reason for this knowledge is that things we've done, things we've known, some of us were born in it. For a long time, we've been doing this things. So, we wanted to check the other side of it. We are flipping the other side of the coin that has been in our hands for a long time. That's what we are doing. Thank you for following. As we always tell you, when the realities of life are uncovered, change is a must. The most difficult thing in life is change. Change is never an easy thing, especially with a black man. Black man has problem with change. So, at least, if not for anything, check the other side of your faith. Check the other side of your religion. That is what we are doing. And again, to establish a point to you that the supreme being, the creator, the mother of the universe, the source of life has no religion. He has not given anybody any religion. So you don't need to kill someone, to fight someone, to curse someone, to frown against someone just because they are not with you in your religion. It's never a good thing. In fact, it's out of humanity. Thank you very much for sharing our videos. Thank you very much for commenting. The encouragement is too much. I love you. I love you very much. I really, really do. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. We are here today to wrap up the interfaith or interreligious marriage. Well, if we add this video to the marriage term, this will be, I think, video number 4 about the interreligious marriage term. This one is to wrap up of that point of the term. Muslim marrying any other person who's not a Muslim. A Muslim male can marry any other person who's not a Muslim. Jew, Christian to be precise, Christian to be Christian, Jew to be precise, but a Muslim lady cannot do that. This is what we want to wrap up. Actually, it is not the end of it. We are wrapping up because we will revisit it. We will revisit the topic when we start to discuss Islamic laws, and more especially Islamic social laws. When we discuss those ones, we will come back to this point. That is why we are saying that we want to wrap up what we said. The few understanding we've given, we want to wrap up. So this is another special edition about interfaith marriage or interreligious marriage. If you recall, the first video we did, we mentioned that when it comes to interfaith marriage, Islam has categorized people to marry for a Muslim guy. People to marry for a Muslim guy Islam has categorized them into three. A Muslim lady, which is a must, they are in the same faith. A Muslim lady, which is a must, because they are in the same faith. They are in the same faith with the girl or the woman. So they are not different, they are together. That is one. And then permission has been given to a Muslim guy to marry a Jew and a Christian, which is known as Ahlul Kitab. And we mentioned the verse in Quran chapter number 5, the table spread, and we talked about the verse. That was the first video, and we raised some questions. And the law was brought by a particular chapter in the Quran, and we discussed the chapter briefly after that. And the recently video that we did about the interfaith marriage, we tackled the verse, we discussed the verse, and we told you the reason why the verse is not adding up. Today, we want to take you back to the Quran again for you to see the reason why this law of a Muslim lady cannot marry any other person unless the person tuba. If the person is a Jew, if the guy is a Jew, he has to leave Judaism and join Islam. If the person is a Christian, he has to leave Christianity and join Islam. If the person is a traditionalist, he has to leave traditional way of doing things and join Islam before he can marry a Muslim lady. To my shocking, to my surprising, I watched a video on Revelations when a sheikh touched about this issue, and this is what he got to say. He says, the women in Islam, Islamic ladies are treasure. Islamic ladies are special. Islamic ladies are unique. Because of that, they don't give their ladies to any other faith or any other men of any religion except their own men. So if someone wants to get Islamic treasure, which is Islamic ladies, Islamic unique ladies, Islamic important ladies, then the person must join the bars or the train of Islam. Interesting. When I heard this, I thought of two things. One, okay, the ladies are treasure. The ladies are unique in Islam. Okay, then men in Islam are not that unique. That is why they marry those that are not Muslims. That is why they were allowed to marry the people of the book, Jews and Christians, because Muslim men are not that unique. Muslim men are not that special. Is that the case? Because the analogy or the logic behind what he's saying was that Islamic ladies are more important than the guys who are not Muslims. Which also automatically means that the girls who are not Muslims, the women who are not Muslims are also not important. They are not that unique. They are not that important. That is why they can be given to Muslim guys. This is the superiority. Obedience, obedience. Someone is more important than someone. And you tell me the creator, the source of life, who created all mankind, is the one who set this law for you. That is the first thing that came to my mind when I listened to him. And the second thing that came in my mind was that if Islamic ladies are treasure, unique, special, that is why they are not given to any other person who is not a Muslim, then whose ladies are not unique, whose ladies are useless, whose ladies that are not important, why no mun omumba de omun ninjira so, why no mun omumba nye special, Why no mumba and sumbo? Why no mumba and near ye and near Numunyam? Who who agree to this? Why never pina some way so? Mumba near unique and special. Why not need unique and special? So if everybody start to apply this uniqueness of our ladies, you see, it's funny. It's funny. You see, Islamic history has this record that there was a time when someone belongs to a Maliki school of thought, he cannot marry a lady from a Hanafi school of thought. Both of them, all these school of thought are Islamic school of thought. Islamic history has this record that when someone belongs to Hanbali school of thought, he cannot marry a lady from a Shafi'i school of thought. Both of them are school of thought of Islam. In Ashaima, there was an incident where a girl's parent has stopped to give their girl to a particular guy because the guy is Shia, one of the Islamic fraternities. The guy, a Muslim Shia, he enters mosque, he prays 5 times a day, he prays 5 times a day, he recites Fatiha, he's a Muslim. But because he belongs to Shia, they will not give. So now, it is like this. Sunni ladies are more special than Shia ladies, or what? This is religious confusion. Let me take you to the Quran for you to see the confusion more. Now, Muslim men are restricted from Quran not to marry pagans. Al-mushrikun, al-mushrikat. The word mushrik means pagan, who believes in many gods according to Abrahamic religion. According to Abrahamic religion, people that believe, according to Abrahamic religion, there are people who believe more than one God. Meanwhile, Abrahamic religions claim to have one God, but in reality, they don't have one God. In reality, Abrahamic religion don't have one God. But let's put that one aside. We are discussing them and we're going to get there. Now, the point is this. Muslim men were stopped from marrying mushrikat, the pagan ladies. And Muslim men are only allowed, apart from Islamic ladies, they are only allowed to marry Ahlul Kitab, the people of the book, Christians and Jews. But Quran has another dimension. When you put this dimension together with the law that permits the Muslim guys to marry the Ahlul Kitab, the people of the book, the Christians and the Jews, it doesn't add up. Let us delve into this Quranic verses and let's see what is there. And we wrap up with the interfaith religion. First of all, I have a verse I want to read for you from Quran chapter number 5. That is the table spread. The table spread. Surah Al-Ma'idah. Table spread. Quran chapter number 5. You know, the other verse we started the first video of this marriage thing with is the same Quran chapter number 5, which is the table spread. Surah Al-Ma'idah. Now, Quran chapter number 5, verse 51 has this to say. Listen to the verse. The verse says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe, La tattakhizul yahuda wan nasara awliya. Don't take al-Yahud, the Jews, wan nasara, the Christians, awliya, friends and protectors. In other words, you the believers, you the Muslims, don't take Christians and Jews as friends and protect us. Now listen, the verse is stating categorically that there should not be friendship between Christians and Muslims. There should not be friendship between Muslims and Jews. وَمَنْ يَتَوَلَّهُمْ مِنْكُمْ. Anybody among the Muslims that will friend the Christians, فَإِنَّهُمْ مِنْهُمْ. He will become one of them. Just friendship and you will be a Jew. Just a friendship with a Jew and you are a Jew. Imagine how many Jew Muslims we have outside there today. Imagine how many Christian Muslims we have outside today, because the verse is categorically stating that وَمَنْ يَتَوَلَّهُمْ مِنْكُمْ فَإِنَّهُمْ مِنْهُمْ. Any Muslim that becomes a friend to a Jew, any Muslim that becomes a friend to a Christian, فَإِنَّهُمْ مِنْهُمْ, is one of them. You are a Jew automatically, you are a Christian automatically. Interesting. Do you know how many of you Muslims are Christians today just because of your friendship with Christians, because of this verse? Relax, there is another dimension of it, but don't worry. Let us take this dimension first. وَمَنْ يَتَوَلَّهُمْ مِنْكُمْ فَإِنَّهُمْ مِنْهُمْ. Whoever friend them, whoever becomes friends with the Jews and Christians, he automatically or she automatically becomes a Jew or a Christian. That is the verse. Quran chapter number 5, the chapter of table spread, verse 51. Go check it and you will see it. And then the verse continued to say, Inna Allah la yahdil qawma dhalimin. Allah does not guide those that are oppressors. Allah does not guide those that are transgressors. So Jews are transgressors. Christians are transgressors. Jews are oppressors. Christians are oppressors. Immediately Muslim becomes a friend to one of these people, he also becomes oppressor. Now, if you marry a Christian, what are you as a Muslim guy? If you marry a Jew as a Muslim guy, what are you? You become automatically a Jew, and you also become automatically an oppressor and transgressor, according to this verse. Is this verse crashing with the verse in the same chapter that says that Muslim men should marry Christians and Jews? Is there a crash? Is it not crashing? Tell me. And crash it. And the verse ends up by saying that Inna Allah la yahdil qawma dhalimin. For Allah does not guide the oppressors. So the oppressors are Jews. The oppressors are Christians. Don't be friends with them. Immediately you become friends with them as a Muslim, automatically you are one of them. And if you are one of them, they are oppressors, so you become a Muslim Jew oppressor, a Muslim Christian oppressor. This is what this verse is saying. And yet, the same chapter says a Muslim guy can marry Christians. Who is making distance up? It's just a question. This is point number 1. Let's move to the second verse. This is the second verse. We are talking about interfaith marriage, interreligious marriage. Brethren, it's not a fight. We are putting one or two things, connecting the dot together and make up a point. You see how the other verse we just read crashed with the first verse in the first video we did, that allow a Muslim guy to marry a Christian or a Jew lady. Right now, don't be even friends with them. I know whoever want to react to this or when you take this question to your sheikh, your ustaz, the two things will happen. One, your ustaz will tell you that forget about that boy, forget about that Rasta young man, he's crazy, his mind is not okay, don't mind him, he's making stuffs up. Like seriously, that is the worst your sheikh can tell you. But the sheikh that is polite enough to listen to you, when you give him this analysis, this is what your sheikh is going to tell you. He will brought the issue of an-nasikh wal-mansukh. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا النَّاسِخْ وَالْمَنْسُوخ. An-nasikh wal-mansukh. An-nasikh means the abrogator. Wal-mansukh, the abrogated. So we have a verse that abrogates other verse. Now, if God, the supreme being, the creator, has been changing verses, abrogating verses, does it mean that he has been changing his mind as well? Because when you take this to your sheikhs, that is what they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you about an-nasikh wal-mansukh. Listen to the second verse and still see this law of a Muslim guy can marry Ahlul Kitab, a Christian lady and a Jew lady, but a Muslim lady cannot marry a Jew guy and a Christian guy. Just look at these laws. Are they really adding up? Now, second verse. The verse is saying that لَتَجِدَنَّ أَشَدَّ النَّاسِ عَدَاوَةً لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا الْيَهُودِ. Quran chapter number 5 verse 82. Still, the table spread. The table spread. So, this marriage thing and this alliance between Christians and Muslims, and this marriage thing has three different occasions, has appeared in three different occasions in the Quran. And these three different occasions in the Quran seems to be crashing with each other. Forget about the an-nasikh wal-mansukh. We've checked it out. We are building a point. When we get to the discussion of the holy books and we get to the Quran, we will discuss an-nasikh wal-mansukh. Do you know that in Islam, especially in Sunni Islam, this thing can only be found in Sunni Islam. You can't find this in Shia Islam. In Sunni Islam, prophetic narration can abrogate Quranic verse. Like seriously, hadith yashari Qurani. You got to be kidding me, bro. Hadith nashari Qurani. Yes. In Sunni Islam, hadith, prophetic narration, Prophet Muhammad nenumunsem etumi pipa Allah nenumunsem ewo Quran. Yes, in Sunni Islam. In Shia Islam, this is not there. But when you go to the Ahmadis, this Quran thing and whatever is a whole thing, it's a different thing altogether. We will discuss Islamic sect. Naturally, stick to the verse. Bajidi, we got a lot for you. Now let's go. لَتَجِدَنَّ أَشَدَّ النَّاسِ عَدَاوَةً. The verse is saying that the people that are the most enemies to alladhina amanu, to the believers, to the Muslims, the people that has rancor, the people that their enmity is high to Muslims, al-Yahuda, they are the Jews. And walladhina ashraku, and the pagans. So here, the pagans and the Jews, in terms of enmity and in terms of hatred to Muslims, are the same thing. So this verse is putting the pagans and Jews in the same shoe. This verse is putting the pagans and Jews in the same situation here. Now, Islamically, A Muslim guy is not allowed to marry a pagan lady. Now that Jews and pagans are the same thing in this verse, how do you think the other verse that is encouraging Muslim to marry a Jew, who in this verse is also just like a pagan, is possible? How is it possible? That is Quran. How is it possible? Ebeye den na possible. Ebeye den na eno na possible. Because verse no edi kan a yekan ho asem in the first video of interfaith marriage no. Say utumi wari Jiwuni as a kramoni bema, utumi wari Christoni as a kramoni bema. Second verse where you can say Quran chapter number 5 verse 51 no. And no say men for omo adamfo, wo for omo adamfo a why omo na ubeye transgressor, ubeye boni ayani, ubeye nipa boni ni, ubeye osisie ni. Adamfo fanu no, what of marriage? Adamfo fampo no aware na we ka se openia omuta kramofo a openia omu chiri kramofo omu mpeso mbeti kramofo ho asem kura eye jiwfo ani paganfo abosomsomfo nti the abosomsomfo and the Jews are the same in this verse. Quran chapter number 5 verse 82. They are all the same. Now a Muslim is not allowed to marry a pagan, a pagan lady. Right now, the pagans are the same with the Jews. So whatever law Quran has for the pagans, Quran is applying the same law on the Jews here. Now, do you think as a Muslim guy, you still have the chance to marry a Jew lady? Who is making this stuff up? And why is those things are not adding up? Why are they crashing each other? Is this not important question? This is verse number 2. Visit the verses and check them out. Quran chapter number 5. Al-Ma'idah. Table spread. Verse 82. The previous one was table spread. Quran chapter number 5. Al-Ma'idah. Verse 51. Let's go to the third verse. Is it interesting? If it is interesting, I know how you do it. The encouragement. Even the criticism is welcome. We are okay with it. We are okay with the criticism. Say whatever you want to say. Reply. Do whatever you want to do. Those of you who are good in insult, go on, do it. We are all doing what we are meant to do. When people are doing what they are meant to do, and you are lamenting and you are worried about them, what you are doing is that you are just saying that you are worried about the dog being barking. Excuse my language. Dogs are meant to bark. So why are you complaining when dogs are barking? Excuse my language. Let's go to the third verse and see what is there. Now, in the third verse, we're going to talk about the curse that has been unleashed on Christians and Jews in the Quran. Curse. Numie. Quran anume ana adome Christopher any Jew for. Quran adome omo. Obi a ya adome no no. Obi a ubu ka adome no no. O ware ne sen. It's a curse. It's not an insult. You should know the difference between the two. The repercussions of a curse is not the repercussions of insult. The damage of a curse is not the damage of an insult. The result, the reaction that comes from an insult is not the reaction that comes from a curse. A curse, no mere sinwa. Wanda ka sine musu. Musulumi na miji ya da ka aure su na nu. Ko dai Qur'an ya sine ma mazan Yahudawa da mazan Christians ne bai sine ma matan ba. obi a wo Quran akese omo no o ware omo sen ana kes na Quran only she e wo Jewfo any Christopher so no kes no ekoma mba no ekoma mmema no nko mma na nka ho ana. If yes, that is the case, what is the difference between a Jew lady and a Jew man? What is the difference between a Christian lady and a Christian guy? Like seriously, now listen. The third verse is in Quran chapter 9, Surah Tawbah. Surah Tawbah, the chapter of the repentance. This is what the verse is saying. وَقَالَتْ الْيَهُودُ عُزَيْرٌ ibn Allah. The verse, Quran chapter 9 verse 30. Quran says, Al-Yahud, the Jews, one of the Ahlul Kitab, قالوا, they said, Uzayrun ibn Allah. Uzayr, who is Ezra or Ezras in the Bible, is a biological son of God. This is what Quran is saying that the Jews have said. And according to the Quran, this is a profound blasphemy. This is a grievous blasphemy to say God, Allah, has a biological son. So here, Quran chapter 9 verse 30 says that وَقَالَتِ الْيَهُودُ عُزَيْرٌ ibn Allah. The Jews said Uzair is a biological son of God. Uzair is Ezra or Ezras in the Bible. Jews said he is the son of Allah, biological son for that matter. Because if not that they think according to the Quran, if not biological son, it wouldn't be a problem. Just like the case of Jesus. وَقَالَتِ النَّصَارَى الْمَسِيحُ ibn Allah. And the Christians also said Al-Masihu, the Messiah, Ibn Allah, is also the son or the biological son of Allah. So it is an offense. It is a profound statement. It is a profound pronouncement. It is a tantamount to a crime. It's a tantamount to a crime. So they said this, and then Quran continues to say, ذَلِكَ قَوْلُهُمْ بِأَفْوَاهِهِمْ. That is utterances that are coming out of their mouth. This is the utterances that are coming out of their mouth. يُضَاهِئُونَ قَوْلَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. They are imitating, emulating, and copying the words of the people, the pagans who came before them. So the Jews and the Christians, the Jews those said that Uzair Ezras or Ezra is the biological son of Allah, are imitating and emulating the sayings of the pagans who came before them. Christians that says Al-Masihu, the Messiah, is Ibn Allah, is the son of Allah, biological son of Allah. They are also imitating and emulating the sayings of the pagans who came before them. And what does Quran say? Quran says, Qatalahumullah. Allah cares them. Allah's cares be upon them. Allah see the musu. Nyame Allah adumi omu for saying that. Allah adumi omu for saying that. Qatalahumullah. Allah adumi omu for saying that. Anna yufakun. Now, a Muslim guy, a Muslim man, a Muslim sheikh, a Muslim ustaz is allowed to marry a Christian lady or a Jew lady. And these ladies are cursed. If you marry them and you have sexual intercourse with them, sexual intercourse is a spiritual activity. And these ladies are cursed. What do you think you, the sheikh and Islamic guy, will also do? You will be affected with the curse automatically, right? Unless you tell me it is only the men of Christians that are cursed and the men of Jews that are cursed. And how is that possible? Before you have the ladies, some man impregnated some woman before the ladies came. So I don't know how you explain this. This is what we call you go explain tire. Let's move to the other verse. Verse number 4. And let's see, my producer has signaled me. Verse number 4, what is the verse saying? وَلَا تَنْكِهُ الْمُشْرِكَاتِ حَتَّى يُؤْمِنْ. The verse says, don't marry the pagans until they become believers. Don't marry the pagans until they become Muslims. وَلَا أَمَةٌ مُؤْمِنَةٌ خَيْرٌ مِّن مُشْرِكَةٍ وَلَوْ أَعْجَبَتْكُمْ. A slave believer, a slave girl Muslim is far, far, far better than a queen or a lady queen from the pagans. Yes. So Quran is saying you should not marry pagans. In the other verse we read in Quran chapter number 5, Quran has put in Jews and pagans in the same shoes. Quran has put in Jews and pagans in the same condition. Now you are asked not to marry a pagan, and the Jews and the pagans are seen to be the same in that various verse we read. How can you marry a Jew as a Muslim guy? Is it not an interesting question? 2 minutes to wrap up. Brethren, the last verse we want to talk about is in Quran chapter 24 verse 3, or I think verse 3. Surah An-Nur, the chapter of light. This is what the verse is saying. Azani la yankihu illa zaniya aw mushrika. A fornicator does not marry except a lady fornicator or a pagan. Wazaniyatu la yankihuha illa zanin aw mushrik. And a lady fornicator does not fit to be someone's husband except who is also a fornicator or a pagan. Now, pagans are nowhere closer to Muslims. Pagans are filth according to the Quran. Pagans are dirty according to the Quran. And Quran has put in Jews and pagans together. My question to you as a Muslim guy who is happy that Quran says you should marry a Jew lady and a Christian lady. A Jew lady and a pagan according to Quran is the same. How can you put this together? Is it adding up to you? The Jew lady and the Christian lady, or all the Jews and Christians, were cursed in Quran chapter 9, Tawbah, verse 30. How can you marry a cursed person? How can you explain this? You see how the laws are crashing each other. If I tell you take off those laws upon you, you think I'm joking. With these things I've just read for you, when you got yourself entangled with them, I bet you, my dear sister, you're going to be the most confused human on earth. Take it from me or leave it. Interestingly, listen to this. Prophet Muhammad, upon all these verses, Jews are cursed, Jews are mushriks, they are the same with pagans. Prophet Muhammad married a Jew girl who is known as Safia. She's never a Muslim. You are in Zongo and they are calling you Safia. Safia. It's not an Islamic name. The one who bears the name that they give to you was a Jew lady, and she died as a Jew. Prophet Muhammad married her as a Jew. How can you explain this? You go explain. How can you explain this? This is what we call you go explain tire. Safia is never a Muslim. You are in Zongo, they call you Safia. Safia. The one that they pick her name to give to you, she's a Jew, died as a Jew, be with Prophet Muhammad. She was a slave. The story about how she became part of Prophet's wife will be discussed later, but she was a complete Jew. These people that Quran cares them. These people that Quran said they are the same with the pagans. Now one of them has become Prophet's wife, Safia. Your name Safia is a Jewish name, a Jew lady who is known as Safia, who is one of the Prophet Muhammad's wives. And she's coming from a Jew background. Father Jew, mother Jew. Even the husband was a Jew when they killed him before they took her as a slave, and she ended up being Prophet Muhammad's wife. She is cursed according to the Quran. She is the same as Mushrik, but Prophet Muhammad stayed with her. How can you explain this, my dear Sheikh? This is Quran. It is not a daily graphic. You go explain, Taya. You see, you've never known distance. I have turned the other side of the coin for you. We've wrapped up this aspect of interfaith marriage. We're not going to visit it again until we get to the Islamic religion itself, and we will discuss the laws and the social laws of Islam. Thanks for watching. Share it, comment, criticize, say whatever you want to say. We are okay with it. Until we meet again, I say to you, bye-bye. Stay blessed.